Hello and welcome back to Professor Layton vs. Phoenix Wright Ace Attorney. Well, last time we played through Chapter 7, which was the story's end, and today we'll be playing through Chapter 8, the final witch trial. It's finally starting, the last witch trial. The witch's court will no longer serve any purpose once the great witch Espella is burned. But Espella isn't Espella. I'm not buying it one bit. I mean, the storyteller is her father. I don't know what would happen between them, but a father would never do that to his child. I think you're right, Maya. But no one else does. They're all throwing accusations at her. I just feel so sorry for Espella. It feels like this whole case is under some kind of bad spell. A spell? Yeah, we just can't see it yet. That's why it's so vital that we expose the real witch behind all this. We've got to do it during this trial. I believe in you, Nick. Oh, by the way. Yeah? What are you going to do during this trial? I mean, if you were thinking about watching. What? You mean you don't want me to be by your side? I didn't take you for such a cold-hearted guy, Nick. That's not what I mean. Let me finish before you start jumping to conclusions. What I was going to say is that you can't let people see you. You're supposed to be, you know, dead. You were cast into the flames, remember? Oh, right, that. Well, I mean, she was already in the town square. I feel like people probably would have already seen her. Okay. Heh, don't underestimate me, Sir Blue Knight. Huh? I've already got it covered. Check it out! I brought this with me. With this masterful disguise, I'll show you turn something to Maya the Ironclad. I found it in Barnum's room and figured I'd borrow it for a while. Don't tell me you're gonna trial wearing that helmet. I sure am. Can't be Maya the Ironclad without being clad in some iron. Let's just hope Barnum doesn't flip out if he sees you wearing his trusty headgear. Anyway, I'm gonna do what I can to help. We gotta save Espella, right? We will. Come on, let's get going. It's time to break whatever bad spell Espella is under and put an end to these witch trials once and for all. Right! You're okay with that, aren't you, Espella? That's a spell. Oh god, that's Espella right there. It's just.
There's a ton of people out there, Nick.
Let's do this. Come on.
We've got a trial to win. I'm ready. I'm excited. Here we go. Whew.
Now, as scheduled, the trial of Espella Cantabella shall commence forthwith. Knights of the court, are you ready now to cross your swords of justice?
The Knights of the Inquisition have spent countless years trying to track down the elusive Great Witch. The secret of her identity shall finally be brought to light in this very court. All those present, pay attention so that the truth may be burned into your memory. Today, the legend of the Great Witch shall become a closed chapter in the history of Labyrinthia.
You could cut the atmosphere with a knife. It's so loaded, but at the same time, oddly subdued.
And now, the whole...
Oh, I didn't mean to skip that.
Don't you agree, Defender?
Your Honor, the defense is ready.
How regrettable. I see you won't allow yourself to be provoked.
You may now begin your opening statement, High Inquisitor Darklaw. Thank you. People of Labyrinthia, the story has ended. Its end has been sealed through the storyteller's death. The one who put an end to the life of the storyteller and to the story which governed our lives was the great witch Espella, a foul embodiment of evil who has long been lurking among us, concealed deep within the consciousness of a certain girl. I'm sure you are all aware of her name. I refer, of course, to Espella Cantabella. That freaking cat. I swear to God, if they're actually gonna try to tell me that this stupid cat is the spirit of Espella, because that feels like where we're going, right? It's that... Maya's actually wearing the stupid helmet. Today at dusk, a tragedy unfolded right in front of us all. A giant fire dragon descended into the town square, devouring the storyteller. 'Twas a nightmarish vision that we shall never be able to forget. That fearsome fire beast of which we had only heard tell through legend returned at the hand of the Great Witch. Indeed, it was just as in the illustrations of the legendary fire. And the girl within whose heart lies the Great Witch herself has committed her final and most heinous crime. The crime of patricide! May this trial serve as an offering. An offering to the storyteller, who can be with us no longer. Thank you, High Inquisitor. The Inquisition may now begin proceedings. As I have said, this unthinkable crime took place in the town square within plain sight of all Labyrinthians. Everyone is a witness. Surely, there can be no need for a formal interrogation. You can't say that! I suggest you mind your temper, Defender. In a few moments you will have no option but to accept the truth, once we hear it from the very mouth of the accused. From Espella? The Inquisition hereby demands that the accused Espella Cantabella testify about her crime. Or rather, that she confesses to it. The Inquisition's request shall be granted. Bring Espella Cantabella down to the witness stand. This is it. The last trial. In all likelihood, Espella will admit to the charges. I have only one chance to break whatever spell she's under. When she testifies, there are bound to be some clues to the truth in there. I'm ready. Give me all you got. Lay it on me. Whew, here we go. Now that you're here, witness, state your name and tell us your real name as well.
My name is Espella Cantabella, but I have another name too, Bozella.
Order in the court. Then you really do admit that you are the Great Witch? You openly concede that you are Bozella herself, the cause of all evil and destruction?
I knew it. We're done. She's Bozella. How terrifying. I mean, she killed her own father. How dare she kill our beloved storyteller? We don't want a trial. We want to see her burn, burn, burn.
The Inquisition was right. The accused herself has spoken. It would seem there is no need for an interrogation. I assure you, there is none. The only possible verdict has been clear to everyone from the very beginning. Did Maya just object? Yes, she did. Let's hear Espella's, the accused side of the story. Magic exists in this world, right? So if you think about it, Espella could be under the influence of a spell too. What I would like to know is this. Just who in the world are you, young knight? Oh, me? How to put it? I feel as if we've met somewhere before. It was... Where was it again? We haven't. It's just your imagination, Your Honor. I mean, my lord. As for who I am, I'm with Sir Blue Knight. Not in a romantic way, of course. Is this a friend of yours, Defender? Yes. Don't comment on that. Also, that was a very weird comment to make from Maya. I don't think anyone in the courtroom would have immediately assumed that, but alright. Don't comment on the helmet, please. She really wouldn't, like to have her face seen. How can I put this gently? It's... Oh, wow. Yikes, Phoenix. What are you talking about? You make it sound like there's a problem with my face. I can assure you we have no interest in your face, miss. Okay, although I do wonder where you acquired that particular helm. Why's that? A helm of that ilk is not something you can simply purchase from a street stall. Well, I found it in the forest. Finders keepers, you know. What are you doing, Maya? You promised me you wouldn't draw any attention. Ah, sorry, Nick. I lost it a bit. Well, anyway, we should hear the defendant's testimony before coming to a verdict. There may be some things that even she isn't aware of. How amusing. As this is to be the last witch trial ever held, perhaps it is only fitting that we cross swords before you accept your defeat. I agree. Thus, the accused herself will now testify. Miss Cantabella, tell the court of your involvement in this incident. Here we go. Finally, witness testimony about the incident. I finally realized that Bozella had been lying dormant within me. Once evening fell and the rain ceased, I climbed up to the wooden stairs of that bell tower and awaited the parade. I waited for my father's speech to end, and then I summoned the fire dragon. I don't know why I killed my father. Okay, so I'm just... What? Don't we have something in the court record that says that no one entered the bell tower? Yeah, the bell tower was constantly guarded and there were no trespassers. So, someone tells me you wouldn't be able to make it past those guards if you actually climbed the wooden stairs. When you use magic against your father, were you doing so as Espella Cantabella, or as the Great Witch Bozella? A most fascinating query. However, it matters not. The Inquisition has ingeniously solved the query by disregarding it. What matters is that Bezella exists within this girl. Being a witch is a crime. Such a fundamental rule will always hold. And this girl here is not just any witch, she is the Great Witch. Espella has admitted the charges, just as I suspected. Yeah, but there's also a glaring contradiction in her testimony, which we are going to point out. I just have to hope I can find some contradictions in her testimony. Well, that's easy. If I don't, we can kiss this trial goodbye. The defense may begin the interrogation. Defender, steady your sword of justice. Should I see it waver or point in the wrong direction, I will not hesitate to cut down your arguments and end this interrogation. You had better keep that in mind. With pleasure. Here we go. Cross-examination. Okay, about the incident. Yeah, no. This did not happen.
Objection!
Vigilantes were guarding the bell tower all day. Is that the Vigilantes report? Indeed, and according to this, the Vigilantes have been constantly guarding the entrance to the bell tower ever since it appeared. However, there was nothing about Espella going up the tower in their report. Your memory must have failed you. That girl is a witch. The Great Witch at that. It's only natural to assume that she used something akin to invisibility magic, but she didn't have the Talia Magica. Isn't that so, witness? Yes, I used an invisibility spell to enter the tower and open it.
Objection!
There was no Talia Magica discovered. Even magic follows certain rules in this world. Witches need to be holding a Talia Magica in order to use magic. And you weren't in a position of one at the time. Oh.
Objection!
Her eyes went back to normal there. I think she's starting to break out of it. How horrifying your ignorance is. Excuse me? Did you honestly think the difference between a regular witch and the Great Witch was in name alone? The Great Witch, unlike other witches, can command any magic she just— oh, well, isn't that just daintily convenient? That's news to me. Every labyrinthine should know about that. A witch's scepter can hold only 2 magic gems at once. But with the Infinity Gauntlet, whoever heard of a Great Witch that could only use 2 spells? Ah! Order, order. In any case, this should convince you that the accused entered the tower. This is a sketch showing footprints. It was raining before the parade reached the town square. Obviously, if you walk through muddy streets, before climbing up a staircase, you will inevitably leave footprints in the steps here. But those— isn't Espella wearing, like, really thick boots? Those don't look like her footprints at all. Those don't even kind of look like what— no. The sketch shows that there were indeed muddy footprints present on the bell tower stairs, and since you'd no doubt be quick to ask, I can tell you they match the sole of the accused's shoes. Do they, though? I don't think her boots match that. It's certain that the accused climbed up the bell tower after the rain had fallen. Very well. The court accepts the sketch as evidence. Okay. Sure, we'll go with it. I almost pity you, defender. The evidence you threw in our faces with such verve was, sadly, useless. Indeed. It would seem there were no problems with the testimony after all. That is not waste time. You can carry on with the interrogation. That is, if the defender hasn't run out of ideas yet. The judge seems ready to announce the verdict any second now. I've got to find a flaw in his testimony and fast. I need a solid lead in this case. Okay, so that was just a pointless run. Great. Okay, so in that case, let's just press everything, because I didn't see any other glaring contradictions.
Hold it!
You say you finally realized? Yes, I always had a feeling, but my memory is rather hazy. I always felt that as though I'm not who I think I am, and that I've forgotten something very important. Incidentally, when did you become aware of Bezella's presence within you? It was when I went to the Great Archive with Mr. Layton and Luke. Ever since I saw the mural depicting Bezella, I started having strange flashbacks. I saw things from the distant past, memories of the legendary fire. The legendary fire? I saw it. I was there when it happened. I saw the town consumed by flames. You couldn't have. That's impossible. The legendary fire occurred over 100 years ago, and there were no survivors. Yes, I know that, but it's true. I remember it happening. Because I'm Bezella. Okay, we already did things with this statement.
Hold it!
Like, all I can do is just press every single statement. You summoned the fire dragon with that spell, Grand Worm, right? Yes, that's the one. Although I won't say it now. I'm sure something terrible would happen if I did.
That's fine, absolutely fine. No need to prove that statement. In fact, the court forbids you to prove it.
Of course I won't say it. There's something strange about this statement. And I think I know exactly what was bothering me about it. She used that dragon summoning spell but didn't have a witch's scepter. The Great Witch can use all spells without using a scepter, right? I mean, that's a little too overpowered, don't you think? That's probably what makes the Great Witch, well, great. She'd be a pretty sorry Great Witch if she could only use 2 spells. I guess so. Continue the interrogation. Okay. I don't know why I killed my father. Yeah. Neither do the rest of us. Join the club. That may be because you didn't kill him.
Objection!
It's useless, Defender. Witness, who killed the storyteller? Did none of you see the fact that her eyes are clearly changing? Get the cat out of the room. Remove the cat from the environment. Something's fishy with the stupid cat. The storyteller chose his own death. That is a fact that cannot be changed. 'Tis common knowledge that all things written in the story will become a reality. And Bizella's appearance has been written into the story's final chapter. She has no choice but to act out the role that has been written for her.
In other words, everything happens in accordance with the storyteller's story.
Nick? Have you noticed how weird Espella is acting today? I sure have. It's almost like she's a puppet, but who's pulling the strings?
Oh my god, it's the goddamn cat. It's the goddamn cat.
What is it with Capcom and cats? Nick, look! Check it out! It's Eve! She must be here to root for Espella! I don't think a cat's emotional support's gonna help us all that much.
Well, this is an unexpected intrusion, but as we're in the middle of an interrogation, I will ask the witness to carry on with the testimony.
Let me guess. Now we have to question her about... Now we have to press her about the fact that Bizelle is lying within her, and then the cat's gonna be like, oh, blah, 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 and then we can question the cat.
Hold it!
You say you finally realized? I've always had a feeling it's the cat. The cat's not acting up. This may be a dumb idea, but is this gonna do anything?
Hang on!
I have a question for you, Eve. Eve! Just what on earth are you doing, Defender? Huh? I was just... He was Espella's friend, so I was wondering if she might have some input.
Whether or not this furry little witness can contribute to the testimony seems to be obvious at a glance.
Is that so? I guess questioning a cat wasn't the best idea. Where's Luke when you need him?
Do you wish to say something, High Inquisitor Darklaw?
I just remembered a line from a fairy tale that I heard when I was little. A fairy tale about Bizella. The Great Witch Bizella is always accompanied by a black cat. Or so it claimed. It would seem there was a grain of truth in that fairy tale after all. Then maybe the cat's the problem. Wait! Oh, that's a... Oh, that... You almost got me, game. You almost distracted me, but no, it didn't work. You almost tricked me, game, but it didn't work. Because here's the contradiction. Always? Oh, Nick, that means yup. The contradiction is that if they must have been together when the... Yup, because there's only... According to that little picture we got, we only saw one pair of footprints going up those stairs. The cat's footprints were decidedly nowhere to be found. Methinks there's something to be found there. You almost tricked me, game. You almost successfully distracted me away from that little hint you dropped there, but it's not gonna work.
Yes, Defender?
The defense requests that Miss Cantabelle's column be added to the testimony.
Very well, request granted. Witness, add what you just said about that cat to your testimony.
Yes, my lord. We got you now, you little cat. Followed you as always, huh? Then riddle me this. Where are the cat's footprints?
Objection!
I'm sorry, Espella. But there's a problem with that statement. A problem? You went up the bell tower in the evening, after it stopped raining, correct? Yes, I think so. After all, there's proof of that. My footprints were left on the stairs. That's right, there were footprints on the steps. I don't think they match the soles of your boots, but we'll roll with it. Because there's another problem. However, there's something missing in this sketch.
Missing? What do you mean, Defender?
There are no paw prints of Espella's cat, Eve. Oh. You said Eve was following you, right? In which case, naturally, there would have to be cat paw prints on the stairs as well! And here I thought you would say something that makes sense. Such a silly assertion as that can be easily explained. The cat must have climbed up onto the accused's shoulders. Was that not the case, witness? Yes. He was on my shoulders, I think. She dislikes...
Objection!
Then why didn't you say that before? You testified the cat was following you. It's...
Objection!
This is such a trifling matter, Defender. You'd do well to just let it go.
Objection!
If you knew the trifling matters that we've had to deal with in the past, that led to major contradictions, it might seem that way to you, but it has important implications. It shows that Espella's testimony is unreliable. What do you mean? For a while now, Espella hasn't been testifying in her own words. All the vital parts of her testimony have come from High Inquisitor Darklaw. She made Espella say those things.
Objection!
Are you claiming that I, the High Inquisitor, am responsible for making the accused commit perjury? Well, if that's not the case, then there's one more possibility. Namely, that the witness, Ms. Cantabella, has no clear recollection of what happened this evening. What? Are you saying the witness has no memory of the incident? Espella, do you actually remember what happened? Do you remember entering the bell tower and summoning the fire dragon? Yes. You say you also remember the legendary fire which burned this town to the ground. Yes I do, even though it was a long time ago. And you remember tonight's events just as clearly. Do you truly remember summoning that terrifying dragon and killing your own father? I don't know. I don't know what happened. I'm Bezella, am I not? I can remember it, the legendary fire, so then why can't I remember anything about what happened tonight? Your Honor, the defendant is confused and cannot remember what happened. Therefore, her confession that she is the Great Witch is not credible.
Objection!
What are you talking about, Defender? She admits that she's Bezella.
Objection!
Her testimony doesn't hold together. I am more than one person who is the other one within me. No! Espella!
Court attendants, carry the accused to the emergency care room.
A brief summary of the accused's current situation. Espella Cantabella became extremely agitated during the interrogation and proceeded to lose consciousness. She remains unconscious, although her life is not in danger, until the verdict at least.
Well, that's a relief. She had me pretty worried there. Nick, I don't mean to sound insensitive or anything, but this is just what we needed. I'm not sure I follow. The professor is out looking for clues to help us out, right? That means all we gotta do is buy some more time until he returns with his findings. Maya's right. That's just what we were going to do. Your Honor! It's impossible to continue the trial while the defendant isn't present, and also it's possible that someone at the crime scene was manipulating the defendant. The defense proposes an intermission in order to carry out further investigation. She saw right through my plan. However, I shall allow it, as long, of course, as the townsfolk who have gathered here have no objections.
Very well then. So be it.
Hold it!
What?
You, defender, stop messing around! What he said! What he said! You can't squirm your way out of this! What he said! What he said! Cause we know everything! What he said! What he said!
Do you have a mind of your own?
We will reveal your wrongdoings to everyone gathered here!
What did I do?
We shall do that!
Order, order, order. If anyone here should be silenced, it is not us but the defender over there.
Huh?
And who are you? You ask who we are? We are the ones who watch the bell tower, guard the bell tower, and take cover from rain in the bell tower. We are the bell tower guards, known as the Vigilantes, and I am their captain.
Oh, right! That guy showed up at the crime scene when we were trying to investigate it.
How wonderfully suspicious. You there, you defender!
Yes?
What was it you said earlier while taking advantage of all the confusion like the rascal you are? You said something about the crime scene may have been manipulating the incident, or manipulating the accused. We vigilantes were at the crime scene. Are you suggesting that we were manipulating the witch? No, that's not what we... Don't think you can silence us like that. We shall have our say now. They sure will, no matter what anyone else has to say about it. We are the Vigilantes, dutiful and righteous, superior, happy, fulfilled on the job. Our passion is burning and our blood is red. If you fail to let us speak out, we will have no choice but to turn to violence. I disapprove of violence, the burning of which is being a necessary exception, naturally.
In which case, it's best to just let them have their say. Huh? You may not know this, but it's not unusual for the accused to fall unconscious in this court.
No kidding.
Let us lend our ears to these brave knights. We shall hear what they witnessed. Ah, yes, because this always goes so well for witnesses.
Very well. These knights will be accepted as witnesses. They may testify.
People of Labyrinthia, did you hear the word of the judge? Today's trial is not over yet. In fact, it is just beginning. Ooh. Now, Vigilante Captain Boystrom, you may testify to your heart's content.
Lady Darklaw, thank you for this honor. I will talk to my heart's content, you can be sure of that. Oh, joy.
So much for buying some time.
Well, I mean, this is gonna buy time, just not in the way we intended.
Okay, nights 1, 2, and 3. And, oh. And 4. Oh, wait, why are there so many? Why are there so many?
Objection.
Why are there so many? Wait a minute, what the heck is this?
We vigilantes despise injustice and inequality. We shall remain united, friendly, confident, and self-reliant.
That doesn't mean you need all 11,000 of you up on the witness stand at once. Why are there so many? And what happened to that guy? Did that guy get hit by a bus on his way here? Yeah, whatever. Did I just hear something crash onto the floor? Not something, someone. Honorable Vigilantes, let us first hear your proud names.
I'm Vigilante number 1, the captain of the scene. My name is Boystrom.
I'm Vigilante number 2, my name is Lotta Lance. And I'm Vigilante number 3, my name is Balmung. They say dogs that bark don't bite, but I assure you I do bite. Vigilante number 4, my name's Lywood. Yeah, I'm Vigilante number 5, my name is Shaky.
Oh, and I, Vigilante number 6, am no more than a hopeless slave to love. My humble name is Servius. I'm Seal Angel Grace and the Vigilantes, my sweet presence. My name's
Her name's...
Foxy.
Yep.
And then I'm gonna not read that out loud.
Vigilante number 9, I go by the name Dishbilchetunchuntummel. As for me, I am the 10th Vigilante. Nothing more, nothing less, just that.
Why, who allowed 10 of you at once?
It's loose. I cannot remember that many names and faces at once. Well, anyway, honorable witnesses, you may testify about this evening's incident.
I can't, there's no way. There's no way. I can't possibly. There's 10 of you. What is this? Guarding the bell tower.
We have been guarding the bell tower ever since it appeared. No one ever said a bad word about us. Yeah, well, that's about to change.
The defender tried to hide decisive proof that the girl is the Great Witch, but he couldn't fool us! Before the rain, after the rain, at no point did a single suspicious person approach the bell tower. But then, suddenly footprints appeared on the bell tower stairs. When I saw them, I thought, it's that witch! My eyes went hazy. It made me shake and I got dizzy.
The rain stopped and a beautiful butterfly appeared at our side. Rain is so loathsome. My steel stilettos get dirty from the mud, and my lovely hair loses its texture.
You have no idea how delightful it is when Foxy steps.
Oh my god, what
I didn't run away.
Oh wait, is he supposed to be like the drunk? Like, I didn't run away. I did my duty when I discovered the intruder, I tell ya.
That's my impression of someone when they're intoxicated. Like, very heavily intoxicated.
I've been mulling over this incident, and just now the decision dawned on me. I remember nothing.
Great. Lovely. How am I supposed to...
What am I supposed to... Okay.
Well, I suppose that can be summed up by saying, you all did the best you could.
The Vigilantes have been taking turns guarding the bell tower since its appearance. Only a witch could have gone past them unnoticed.
That would seem to be true. However, I must say that something caught my attention in that testimony. Defender? Yes, Your Honor? Have you been concealing important evidence? Huh? Why would I do that?
Don't think you'll get off the hook by claiming you forgot about it, right, Captain Boystrom?
Of course you won't. Defender, you and your companion tampered with the crime scene. And tried to sneak away with a very important piece of evidence.
We did? Wait, he's talking about the pendant?
But in the end, we gave it to you guys. We weren't trying to steal it or anything. That's absurd. We saw you putting it in your pockets. Oh, right, that. The evidence we retrieved from you has been passed on to the Inquisition. We have done our citizenly duty. Isn't that so, Lady High Inquisitor Darklaw?
This thing, was it?
Oh, that's... the pendant Espella Cantabella is always wearing, is it not?
We've seen the thing that at Espella's pendant, she never goes out without it. Wait, didn't she have it on earlier? That's weird. It has to be her after all. She went to the bell tower and used witchcraft.
Very well, this pendant will be accepted as evidence.
Well, the accused was caught in the act, so this pendant doesn't change the situation much. Although it should at least clear any doubts as to whether or not she was at the crime scene. Oh man, if they'd appeared as 5 seconds later, they wouldn't have seen us swiping that thing. Right, Nick? Are you okay? You're spacing out. Oh, yeah, I'm fine. Was it just me? Or did Dark Cloud look mighty uncomfortable just now? What's more, on closer inspection, that pendant seems to have some blackish stains on the strap. Okay. Defender, you may begin your interrogation. As in, like, dried blood stains, maybe? Okay, where do I even... I don't... How do I... Oh my god, where do I even begin? Like, actually, where do I even begin with this? Okay, there's like 10 of you and 10 statements, and I didn't see any outright contradictions, but the best place I can think to start is to try to talk to the guy who... Not this guy's hopeless. But this guy, to just try to get him to clear things up.
Hold it!
You discovered the intruder. Oh my, look at that! Look at that! Look at at how many of them there are! There's 10 of them! What is this? It's what? Excuse me? If you want to ask me something, address me by my name. Make fun of me, cause I'm a brain, I'll make you regret it. Make fun of me, okay. Oh, okay. Dizabil Chunchuck Mill? Can't get it right, can ya? I'm not talking to you one mere. Oh, come on. Dizzy Chummill. Can you please tell us what you know? This evening during the incident, what did you see? Maya to the rescue once again. Oh, now you can talk normally. Sure, I saw the witch's footprints. That's what I saw. Good job, Maya, but how? Dizzy Bilchalton sounds kind of Mayan. Okay. Those are the ones. This is my drunk voice, and it's a really bad one, but it's the best I can do because I've never actually drank alcohol, and I don't intend to start anytime soon. And then, what did you do after discovering the intruder? The chief told me to report. Wait. Well, who? You? I think. Yes, you're. It's hard to tell, but you reacted to that.
Hang on!
Excuse me, Mr. Boystrom. Oh! What's this out of the blue? Have some respect for the vigilantes. Is there anything you'd like to comment on from number 9's testimony? Comment? Ah, well, certainly. I remembered about his reports. Strange footprints appeared at the bell tower staircase. Why didn't you investigate as soon as it was reported to you? We are the fast... It's unthinkable that we would not launch an investigation after a report like that. And yes, I don't recall any such report being passed on to the Inquisition. That's right. I have my hands full with assigning tasks to each of the vigilantes myself. Okay. So I got hold of a reliable vigilante and gave him the following order. Investigate the suspicious footprints that appeared on the staircase immediately. That's what I said to him. Who was that reliable vigilante? Huh? It was... Well, I'm having a bit of trouble. Were you the only person to react to that? It appears that you were. Okay. I think we figured out who it was.
Hang on!
Can I ask something, Mr. Shaky? Nick, don't! You can't expose that poor guy just to your ruthless questioning. Just look at him, he may not be able to take it. How am I supposed to talk to him then? Let's try this again. Please excuse me, Mr. Shaky. The person the captain asked to investigate the suspicious footprints. Was that you, by any chance? Yes. What? It was him? I feel compelled to say this, but... Although Mr. Shaky may be young, very few would describe him as high-spirited. Huh? Well, that may be so, but, well, what of it? Mr. Shaky, did you not follow your orders? Didn't you investigate the footprints? I investigated them, of course. Orders are orders. Everyone looked to be very busy, and no one would listen to me. Now someone finally asked me about it. Vigilante Shaky, ready to report. Okay then. That was a very convoluted testimony. But at least now we know that this young man's report didn't reach anyone because the seniors were too busy to listen. Did my report go to waste? What's that? The fourth vigilante, Lywood, seems kind of lost in thought. Nick, let's find out more about the footprints. Yep, let's do it. I can only hope this is all leading somewhere.
Let's go back to interrogation. Witnesses continue testifying. Mulling over this incident now, just now the realization dawned on me, I remember nothing. Great, okay, so we have to do, so there's something else we gotta do, clearly. Okay, well I guess we gotta press some more statements, let's just take it from the top. Actually no, let's see. Rain so low so my steel stilettos get dirty from the mud and my lovely hair loses its texture. Okay, let's just start here.
Hold it!
So you have steel high heels.
Yes, boy. See?
What is this man doing?
Fox's heels are always polished to sparkle. Wow! I can see myself in the reflection like mirrors!
Did you notice anything suspicious during the incident?
Not really. I was busy having some tea at the time.
You were having tea.
I made it for tea with milk, just a thing for rainy afternoons.
But were we supposed to be guarding the bell tower?
I couldn't possibly walk around in the rain. My stilettos would get dirty.
How do you plan on walking from building to building in that case? You can't just teleport. What?
Ah, these lovely stilettos, their tips as sharp as Inquisitor Barnum's sword. And when they grind against
Oh my god, what is this? Okay, this is getting a little too weird for my likings. No, I'm fine, thanks.
It's not every day someone offers to tread on you. Maybe it's labyrinthian custom?
I get walked all over in court often enough as it is. Okay, I don't even want to know. We're just gonna move along past. I'm not gonna touch that with a 10-foot pole. Okay. Who said anything about? You said something about footprints. Okay.
Hold it!
Let's ask you. Hold on a minute. You said you saw the footprints on the steps too?
Yes, many footprints left by one person from the entrance all the way up.
The footprints you saw, are they the ones shown in the sketch?
If these are the footprints in the bell tower, yeah.
And when did you notice those footprints?
After the rain, but still quite some time before the incident.
Wait a second, Lywood. I don't remember you reporting this to me.
Yeah, that's right, I didn't report it.
Lywood, why not? I thought you were serious about your duty, at least compared to the others. Why did you neglect to report that?
You're right, Captain, it was out of character. I'm sure there was a good reason why I didn't report it to you. Ah, now I remember!
Huh? What are you talking about?
Yes, I saw them. I saw the muddy footprints on the bell tower. But I didn't report it to the chief, and now I remember why I didn't report it.
Okay. And why? If that's the case, you ought to our testimony.
Yes, my lord.
Why?
When I saw those muddy footprints, at first I figured...
What? How could you possibly think that? Okay. I still stand by the fact that these footprints don't look like those that would be left with the thick boots we saw Espella wearing earlier, but they look even less like the footprints of high heels. Like, come on!
Objection!
You seem pretty sure the footprints in the bell tower were Miss Foxy's. In other words, the footprints you saw were stiletto footprints with pointy tips.
Yeah, pointy, they were hers for sure.
And yet we have a sketch of the footprints as they were found after the incident.
Oh, these footprints. They have rounded tips.
So you see, Mr. Lywood. Your testimony contradicts the evidence!
No way!
That sketch was drawn by the court illustrator based on how he found the crime scene immediately after the incident. I can guarantee the sketch is accurate.
Well, I saw what I saw. There's no way I was wrong.
How can you say that?
The reason's pretty simple. If I'd seen the footprints like those in the sketch, it wouldn't have occurred to me they might be Foxy's.
Exactly, there's nothing like Foxy's.
Sweet Foxy footprints. Oh my Jesus Christ.
What is wrong with these people? This is quite puzzling. Perhaps the defense can explain this contradiction? Only one trail of footprints was found in the bell tower. One of the witnesses claims the footprints has pointy tips, but the court illustrator sketch of the crime scene shows they were rounded. Is the witness's account correct, or is it the sketch that shows the truth? Actually, oh wait! Oh, that's really clever. The footprints of a stiletto heel will be very, very thin, and I still say that the soles of the boot print should be much bigger than that. But even as shown in the sketch, it's already way bigger than the stiletto. So all that would have to be done to obscure the first set of footprints would be to step over them in their place, like exactly where she stepped, to make it look like only one person went up those stairs. Very, very clever.
It's so obvious I shouldn't have to mention it, but if you trust that the sketch presents the facts accurately, there was only one trail left on those steps. You can see it quite clearly.
Objection!
Actually, it's possible the sketch is showing 2 trails. And how would that be? Let's organize this evening's event on a timeline. Mr. Lai would discover the footprints soon after the rain stopped. Which means that at that point, someone had already entered the bell tower. Yes, that would be the case. The footprints that were observed then had pointy tips. And then, sometime later, another person went up those stairs. But the person left different footprints. Footprints that had rounded tips. Oh, I think I see where this is going. I'm glad you follow, Your Honor. You see the second person walked on the footprints that had already been left, perfectly covering them up as they went. What? This explains why only 1 trail of footprints was left.
Objection!
Preposterous, that's just too far-fetched. Oh, that's too far-fetched. What makes you say that? Even we can tell you that much. There's no way that were 2 intruders. It's a big stretch, honey. Even if the body of them was a witch, I was invisible, you would have seen the other one. What you're saying makes sense, but it's a fact that none of you noticed the second intruder. And the only explanation for that is that the second intruder was also a witch who had also made herself invisible when she entered the bell tower. What the heck? And if you want proof that someone else is up there, we do have that robe that was covered in flour. Order, there were 2 witches.
Objection!
Ludicrous! Are you honestly suggesting that 2 witches managed to sneak into the bell tower? It may seem ludicrous to you, but you can't say it's not a possibility. It's easy to bat around possibilities, but your theory alone doesn't change anything. Or perhaps you have some proof to support your little story? Yes, I do. Because we do have proof that Espella Cantabella was, in fact, in the bell tower at the time of the crime. Not only was she seen by many people, but this was found at the crime scene afterwards, too. Espella's pendant, huh? If you think there was one more person in the bell tower. Then prove it, defender! Very well then, the defense shall present evidence. Do you have proof that yes, I do. And it would be this robe right here.
Take that!
Oh, that's what is it? This robe was found on the top floor of the bell tower. As you can see, it's way too big for Espella. Yes indeed, it would seem to belong to a much taller person. Vigilantes, I'd like you all to confirm something for me. You have been guarding the bell tower ever since it appeared, correct? Indeed we have, sir. Had anyone ever gone at the bell tower before the incident this evening? Of course not. What would be our purpose if we freely allow people inside? Suspicious or not, sadly no one ever approaches our bell tower. I see, but then... how did this robe get up here? Do you get it now? There must have been a second witch in the bell tower! Order! So there were 2 witches inside that tower? Exactly, Your Honor. If it's true that the defendant was seen in the bell tower at the time of the crime. But if another witch was present too, it's impossible to say for sure that it was Miss Cantabella who summoned the fire dragon.
Objection!
Oh, good God. Did all 10 of you just objected once? We must not let this defender continue to confuddle our understanding of the situation. It was the Great Witch Espella that summoned the fire dragon. I'm gonna expose her for what she is. You brave, fierce, rapid, scaled high mountains and crossed vast plains to testify in this court and expose the Great Witch. You mean like you walked? You mean you walked like a block ahead to this place that was built? You'll know soon. High Inquisitor Darklight, permit us to testify again. You believe you can reveal the truth about the accused? Yes, Lady Darklight. Yeah, well, that's what you thought the first time, and then you failed miserably. Let us speak now for the sake of Labyrinthia. Oh man, for the sake of my sanity, please don't speak. Permission granted. May your words be as sharp as your swords. And cut through all lies and fallacies straight to the truth. Challenge accepted. Bring it on. Witness testimony. The time of the crime. The storyteller finished speaking to the crowds at the town square in the evening. That's when the Great Witch appeared. I still cannot forget the sound of that terrible incantation. It was undoubtedly that girl's voice. We ran towards the tower as soon as we saw her, keeping our eyes on her to make sure she didn't escape. We split into 2 groups at the entrance. One group did guard it and the other chased down the witch. I was in the first group. I was one of the pursuers. I ran into the tower and caught the witch. There was no one but us at the crime scene. We captured the girl. There was no one for anyone to hide there. Well, that's not true. I mean, we have the layout. We have the schematics of the schematics. We have the map of the bell tower right here. So, very clearly there was a place you could have hidden. You may not be able to get up there, but as we can see, there is a place up by the bell that she could have been hidden.
So, nice try, friends. You're gonna have to do a little bit better than that.
There was no other witch, I'm sure of it.
I was guarding the entrance. I heard the door locked.
That's right, young one. The faithful bell tower. Faithfulness to some with our own faithful lives.
Yeah, no. No. The map clearly shows that there's a section up and where the bell actually is that that she could have hidden in. So, nice try, friends. You're gonna have to do a lot better than that. You all did the best you could.
The vigilantes were the first to arrive at the crime scene. The testimony is credible.
It does seem so. If what they say is indeed true, it would be decisive proof of the accused's guilt. Our opponent is a witch, the Great Witch to be exact. Things probably aren't as simple as they seem.
If you think so, feel free to look for any cracks in their testimony, if there are any, and if you're up to it.
Defender, you may begin the interrogation. Okay. Cross-examination. Here we go. Time of the crime. And by the way, if you're wondering as to how she got up there, I'm guessing that it probably has something to do with the contraption that you have to put the pendant into. That probably has to do with how she got up to the bell tower. Or up to the bell part of the bell tower. So, you say there was nowhere for her to hide, huh? Well,
Objection.
I call bullshit. Once again. The eyes of the whole town were on the bell tower, and the entrance was locked. Witches may be able to make themselves invisible, but they can't physically disappear. Which means it's not unreasonable to suggest that escaping from the bell tower was nearly impossible. However, hiding themselves after the incident is a different story. Let's get to the bell tower, isn't it?
Most fascinating. Well, Defender, how about you show us? Enlighten us as to where exactly the witch could have hidden.
Yeah, that's easy. Up where the bell is.
Got it.
She hid here, of course, at the very top of the bell tower.
Objection!
It may seem like a plausible place to hide. However, that part of the bell tower is inaccessible to anyone.
Oh, is it now? Well, I think I might have a way to get around that.
The stairs don't go up as far as they built Fry.
Objection.
At High Inquisitive Darklight, we're talking about a witch here. A witch can do lots of things that are possible to us with the use of magic.
If you were a true knight of the court, you'd show us evidence rather than trying to justify your vague theories with the use of magic.
You mean you, every time you accuse someone of being a witch?
She kinda has a point, Nick.
How else could someone get to the top of the bell tower? There has to be a way. Was it magic? Or something a little more plausible? Whatever it was, I need proof. It's getting late. I can see no point in dwelling on this. Defender, you may continue the interrogation. Okay, so we need one of them to say some kind of contradiction. Okay. Nowhere for anyone to hide. There's no other witch, I'm sure of it. I guess we'll just go one by one. Are you sure about that?
Hold it.
A witch could have used magic to remain unseen.
Sorry to disappoint you, but no one used any magic at that time.
What makes you so sure?
To cast a spell, a witch needs to say that spell's incantation, and we heard no incantations, nor any other suspicious noises.
Oh, wait. Hold it. Wait. A lot of people just reacted to that. Which one? Who do we pick? You look the most confused, because you're the one who's actively spinning around. The rest of you just kind of look normal. I mean, you're surprised, but your animations aren't any different, but you look actively confused. I'll question you. Excuse me, Mr. Wordsmith.
I do not know anyone by that name.
Yeah. Anyway, would you like to comment on Mr. Tredden's testimony? I see you have nothing to say. He's in Greenfield mode again.
Do not rush to conclusions, young one. I am on a green field, skyclad, watching petals dancing in the wind.
Yep, I need to say that.
And yet, a single shaft of light has shone through the dark abyss of my memory. I heard something in the bell tower when we went to apprehend the witch.
What did you hear? Was it an incantation?
No, it wasn't an incantation. Nevertheless, it sounded like a woman's voice.
Mr. Wordsmith, that is extremely important information. Please add this to your testimony.
Yes, I shall do that, and it's best I tell you about it now before I forget again.
As the defender requested, you will now testify about the sound you heard. I recall hearing a woman's voice, a faint, delicate sobbing, no less. A faint, delicate sobbing. Well, then in that case, it might just be the sound of the freaking... It might literally just be she activated the contraption and then that caused a faint, delicate sobbing sound, like the sound of the gears turning or the mechanism whirring into motion. This mechanism is on the middle floor of the bell tower.
That reminds me. There was some contraption up there unlike anything I'd ever seen before.
That's right, Chief. We never touched it, though. How about we try operating that contraption to see what it does? We might just be able to reproduce the sound that Mr. Lavalanche heard at the crime scene.
Right, you might be onto something.
But it was I who testified about it before that young man. I talked about it, too.
Well, you've got my curiosity. Let's see you set the contraption in motion.
My lord, just leave it to me.
Get ready, everyone. Prick up your ears.
Yep.
That's exactly what I thought.
That's it. That's the very same sound I heard. Oh, wait, is this what I heard as well? Yes, that's it.
Well, case closed. As you've all seen, or rather, heard, it's clear the device was operating shortly after the incident.
Objection!
This doesn't change the fact that we know nothing about what the contraption does. Oh, pick me, pick me, I know. Maybe it takes you up to the bell. Your demonstration hasn't led us to any valuable conclusions.
Objection!
Remember our demonstration a little while ago? Demonstration? Are you referring to that silly contraption?
Objection!
That contraption serves a very specific function. The plan of the bell tower shows no stairs leading up to the belfry. Now, if you think about it in relation to the plan, it's obvious what the contraption is for. It's a mechanism enabling access up to the belfry. What? Is that what it is? Order. Another witch was in the bell tower when the incident happened, and the reason that she wasn't discovered is because she used that contraption to reach the belfry and hide up there.
Objection!
Hold your horses, Defender. You seem oblivious to the contradiction in your reasoning.
What do you mean?
I'm just talking about your little demonstration earlier. Yes, the device was set in motion and made some strange noises, and yet, that's all it did.
Yeah, because we don't have the pendant to use.
That's right. Nothing else happened. It was
Yeah, we don't have the pendant because we don't have the pendant to put in. We don't have the key. You took the pendant.
Objection!
It's too early to say that, High Inquisitor.
And why is that?
Sure, our demonstration didn't work, or didn't show up, but maybe that's because the device didn't work because it wasn't used correctly. Why do you think so? My reasoning is simple. Let's just say it would be troublesome if just anyone could go up and sound that bell. So it's reasonable to assume that access to the belfry would be restricted. In other words, a special key would be needed. A key? And I think I know just what that key is. Before I ask you to present evidence, I'd like to summarize your theory. You believe that there was another witch in the bell tower at the time of the incident, and that witch used a contraption within the tower to make her way up to the belfry and hide there.
Your whole theory rests solely upon that contraption. If it doesn't allow access to the belfry, then your reasoning is completely wrong. I'm sure you know what that would mean for Espella. Your mistake would seal her fate.
Yes, I'm aware of that. Alright then, the defense shall prove its theory. Show us this key, it's the pendant.
Take that!
Very obviously it's the pendant. The key to the contraption is this pendant. That belongs to the accused, doesn't it? That's right, we found it at the crime scene. Now, if you take a look at the bottom part of this contraption, there's a depression here about the exact same size of the pendant. Oh yes, I remember it, a hole in the shape of that pendant. But I don't get it. Why would that pendant be the key to the bell tower? I don't know either, at least not for now. But the point is, it definitely is. With this pendant, we should be able to operate the contraption and access the belfry. Well then, the court will grant the defense a chance to prove its assertion. However, you shall be given one chance only.
Are you ready, Defender? Make sure you are prepared for the consequences of a mistake. This will be your only chance. If it doesn't work, then that will be the end of it.
Yes, I'm ready. I've got to be right about this.
Good.
To be honest, it looks like a puzzle. I wish the professor was here. It's totally his field of expertise.
Are you sure? Are you ready, Nick? Should we give it a try?
Yeah, it's got to work. Espella's fate depends on this. Talk about pressure. I've got to stay calm. Oh, a puzzle in the trial section. All right. Didn't have this 70 picarats. Oh, fun. Pendant light is reflected by the blue gems on the circumference of the gears of the machine. Each gear will rotate 90 degrees when turned. Rotate the gears to align the blue gems and redirect the light. The large central gem will only reflect light when in the vertical position, and when rotated, light must hit the red gems on either side at the same time. Okay. Great. Oh, good God.
Okay, Nick, let's give this thing a shot.
Whoa, a beam of light. Of course, it must be the key. That light is just begging to be pointed at one of those red gems. You're right. Still, it seems like there's some kind of trick to this whole thing. Let me guess. It has to be reflected at the actual, at the gem on the tower. Maybe. A trick? Yeah, think about it. There are 2 gems. I bet we have to slide them both simultaneously. You'd think that would have been my gut assumption. The problem is that it's probably gonna be another turnaround puzzle where you have to think way outside the box. So looks like we're gonna have to do it with only the single beam of light too. What? Are you sure we can pull that off? I have no clue, but we got no choice but to try. All we have to do is move the gears and bounce the lights off those blue gems. Yeah, all we have to do. Alright! No time for jitters, Nick. We've got to make this work for Espella. For Espella indeed. Light both of the gems. Okay, well, I mean, if it literally is that simple and that's all we have to do, then this shouldn't be that hard. Because first, okay, let's first, so it's shining. Can we move the, hold on. So do we have to rotate the gears or the blue things? Okay, we rotate the gears. Okay, so that's not that bad. That should be pretty easy, actually. First, let's try to get it to reflect to one of the gems. So, we gotta rotate this gear. That points towards the right gem, and then, can I just reflect this up to the right? Okay, that's easy. So that was easy. Did you see that? It lit up for like a second. Yeah, it did, but that was only one gem. What gives? Nothing's happening. What exactly did you expect? The gems must be lit simultaneously. But there's only one light, it's impossible. Indeed. Now then, I believe we have our answer. As you say, it's impossible. Oh! Wait a second, let me just try one more time. That will not be necessary. Your time is up. Or have you already forgotten? You were given only one chance to back up your claim. No way! Well, that was a bust. In the end, the defense has failed to prove its theory. That the contraption cannot be operated with the pendant. But the pendant fit right into the mechanism. There's no way that's a coincidence, but still. No matter how much I try, it seems impossible to direct the light at both gems simultaneously. It seems your foolish experiment wasn't too much of a waste of time. Huh? While you were tinkering with that contraption, the accused regained consciousness. Oh, Espella! Is she okay? Well, despite seeming a bit confused, she's in better shape now. Although, I wouldn't describe her situation as okay. Quite the opposite, in fact. Don't tell me you've forgotten your agreement with the judge. You've failed to prove your theory, and so the accused's fate has been decided. Something I can say to that. Attendants, bring in the accused. Did the pendant fit perfectly? The only thing I can think is that it has to be reflected off of another gem, and then that gem will split the beam of light in 2 directions. And my thought process,
Accused, the trial has reached its conclusion in your absence.
My gut reaction was like, oh hey look, there's a gem on the wall there. What if we try to reflect it onto that, and then that'll split it in 2 directions? But clearly that wasn't the case.
The court shall now announce its verdict.
The verdict.
You are the Great Witch, and this evening, a terrible crime took place. You killed your father, the storyteller, using the spell Grandworm. Does the accused have anything to say?
Yes, I am Espella, the one that brought calamity upon this town.
I don't get it. Like, clearly I missed something there. And my thought process, again, is it reflected on another gem and then split it in 2 directions.
And my memories are proof of this. I remember the legendary fire in which this town was burned to the ground.
I guess it's also possible that we might have put the pendant in incorrectly.
And this day several hours ago.
But it was a perfect fit. There's no other...
I summoned a fire dragon and took my own father's life.
There's no other way that it could have...
There is no...
Wait! No! It's on her wrist!
Great Witch is a part...
Ha ha! Very sneaky game. Very sneaky game. You almost tricked me again, but it's not gonna work. You've come close twice now, but it's not gonna work. Okay. That pendant right there.
I guarantee you, we take that pendant up to the tower, and then we can reflect it at both of them at once. Because clearly the one pendant we have right now isn't enough. That's gonna be what we're
I
missing.
understand.
Hold it!
No, Espella, you can't. Don't say that. You're under a spell. Don't give up just yet. Fool. What? You've been fighting a battle in this court. You have come here with your logic, finding contradictions to astound everyone. It was, your battle, not hers. So how can you be telling her not to give up when you have already dropped your sword? If you are a true knight of the court, you will fight your battle to the end. Why is she telling me this? It almost sounds like she's encouraging me. Is she waiting for something?
No, it's okay, Mr. Wright. Ever since I was little, I can only remember being all alone.
Hey, can we borrow that pendant for a second?
But that's not really true. There were people who were dear to me and memories that I cherished. At least, I think there were. They were taken from me the moment I became Bezella.
Poor Espella.
Since then, I started working at Aunt Patty's bakery. I met Mr. Wright.
Yeah, cool story, but just give us your pendant. Because we only have one light source, well, we only have one gem to reflect the light, but if we get another one, then we can split it in 2 directions. So just give us the pendant and we can be done. We can save you, just give us the pendant. Give us the pendant!
So let's put an end to this now.
No! Just give us the thing, it's on your wrist, it's right there! It's right there, look at it, give it to me!
Mr. Wright.
Just give it to us! We can save the day! Espella. Well then, it's time for the final verdict. Think Phoenix Steak. Isn't there anything I can do? I just need something. Anything that could offer even— wow. Very subtle game, zooming in on the pendant. When Phoenix is like, there's gotta be something we can use, right? Very subtle game. Raise an objection.
Objection!
Your Honor, please hold off with the verdict. What's that, Defender? It's too early to pass the final judgment on Espella. What? Explain yourself. You said earlier that the trial has reached its conclusion. But there's something we have yet to examine. What are you suggesting? Do you mean to say you have some new evidence? But surely there can't possibly be any new evidence at this late stage. Very well, Defender. We shall play along with you just one more time. Now, show us this evidence that we haven't yet seen. The new crucial piece of evidence is on Espella's person. There's only one place where it can be. It's in Espella's possession. I have it? I saw it for a second. Something there that she shouldn't have. An item that contradicts what we've heard. My gut feeling tells me that the item is the key to the whole case. Most interesting. I shall enjoy watching you hopelessly struggle through this like a fish caught in a net. Now, Defender, show us this new evidence of this accused. It's right there. It's the pendant on her wrist.
Got it!
Espella, can I see the bracelet on your left hand? Yes, certainly, if you'd like. It's actually a pendant, you know, but the strap got torn somehow when I was up on the bell tower. That's why I've had it around my wrist since, well, just before this trial started. But this pendant, it looks exactly the same as the one we already have here. Wait a minute, what's all this? We confiscated her pendant at the crime scene. Oh, yeah, why is she wearing it now? I don't get it, it's giving me a headache. Yeah, I don't really care. Like, obviously the contradiction is, hey, why are there 2? And she wasn't wearing that for the whole game, but I don't care right now. All I care about is just give me the pendant so we can go up top and solve the puzzle. That's the thing, is I don't like being ripped away from things before I finish them. It's like, if I'm in the middle of solving a puzzle, I'm gonna sit there until I solve that puzzle. If I'm in the middle of a trial section, I'm gonna sit here until I finish the trial section. Like, my brain doesn't work well when I leave a task unfinished. It's like, it just nags at the back of your head until you go back to finish it. That's why, like, if I'm in the middle of a really hard level, like just in a platform game or whatever, even if it's like really hard and it's pissing me off because it's really hard to beat, my brain will not be satisfied until I beat it. Like, that's just the way my brain works. I have another question about this pendant. So that's what my brain is focusing on right now, is just solving that goddamn puzzle. Do you remember when exactly the strap broke? I'm trying to remember, but no, I can't. I know it's still fine when we parted ways, but in other words, she has no memory of it. She doesn't remember when it broke or when she tied it to her wrist. That's certainly bizarre, I must say. The pendant has already been submitted as evidence.
Objection!
And yet Espella still has her pendant. That's a fact we can all attest to, which means
There must have been 2 pendants to begin with.
Really?
Objection!
So there are 2, and the accused was caught red-handed at the crime scene. Whether this pendant is hers or not, it doesn't change anything. Yeah. She was caught red-handed by us, the vigilantes. This pendant proves something crucial to this case. It can't be more crucial than us catching her at the crime scene. The second pendant wasn't dropped by Espella, so as the defense already suggested, one more person was at the crime scene. Wah. Wah. Wow. Talk about a strike. In bowling.
Order, order! Accused, submit your pendant as evidence this instant.
Yes, my lord. Nick? If we have 2 pendants to work with, maybe we can see if that string contraption will work this time.
Now it makes sense. That must be why it didn't work before. Your Honor, the defense would like to try operating the mechanism in the bell tower one more time. What? Why now? The contraption didn't work before because we only had 1 pendant. But both pendants are needed to operate it properly. Foolishness. Try as many times as you like, it's no use. High Wizard Darklaw, you know this is a waste of time.
If it's going to work anyway, or it's not going to work anyway, then why not let the defender see for himself?
What?
Defender, if you think you can operate the contraption with 2 pendants, then I suggest you go ahead and try it, unless it has already dawned upon you that such a plan is futile.
The defense shall be given one more chance to verify its theory about the aforementioned contraption. Let us now make our way to the bell tower. Here we go. Round 2, where this time we'll actually solve the puzzle.
This is going to be your last try.
I know.
Are you not terrified? The life of the accused rests in your shaky hands.
No, because I know I can solve the puzzle now that I have all the pieces.
We won't be having any more let me try again, please, your honors. Besides, you must be aware this puzzle may as well be unsolvable.
I wouldn't have been able to solve a puzzle like this before arriving here in Labyrinthia. But now, I'm sure I can take on any puzzle. And it's all thanks to you, Professor. You taught me that every puzzle has a solution. I have everything I need now. What do you say, Maya? Should we hurry up and get started?
Sure thing! It's puzzle busting time!
Alright, here we go.
Take 2, new and improved edition, where this time we actually have all the pieces to the puzzle.
Okay, so let's go ahead and switch this. Okay.
Now that's more like it.
Okay, so we should be able to keep the. Oh wait, no. Maybe now that they're both pointing in 2 separate directions, maybe now we can just try to match, try to get it to reflect to the one that's already pointing towards. So let's do that, and then how would we get this to reflect back to the left? Can I rotate? Oh, that can be rotated. Oh, didn't see that one coming. I wanted to see, because like this looked like something that should be able to reflect off of, but it didn't look like I could rotate it. Then I tried it, and sure enough, you can rotate it. Cool. So there's one down. Now for this one. Oh. Literally just. Did that not? It should be reflecting at both of them, right? Is this not? It's reflecting at both gems. Maybe I have to get him to. Aha! There we go. I had to rotate. I had to make him hit the thing at the same time.
Your Honor, there is a clear contradiction in this puzzle.
Nice.
Just thinking outside the box.
Success! As the red gems shine with an intense light, the larger gem on the pillar begins to emit a glaring light. And now my brain can be at rest, for I finally solved the puzzle. I don't like it when you rip me away from things, game. Let me finish things that I start. I'm sure I did it right.
Nothing's happening.
It's the sound. Oh. Oh dear.
Oh!
Lovely. This is... what an astounding contraption. What do we have here? It's still no comparison to the incomparable astoundingness of Mother Nature.
Ooh, I like to climb up those stairs. I like...
Oh my god! What is this game? That's like zero escape dialogue.
Okay, Nick.
Let's go see what's upstairs.
I wish I had read out that full thing before I actually started saying it aloud.
Nick, isn't this bell?
Yeah, I think you're right. That's the bell that was taken from underground. The bell of ruin. The bell that must not be sounded.
Nick, there's someone hiding behind the bell.
Long time no see.
It's you. Now that's the last person I expected to find here. Miss Kira.
What? This game? What is this game with the cliffhangers?
Even the... No Phoenix Wright game has been this dickish with its cliffhangers so far. Okay. Alright, game, fine. That'll be it for now. Thanks for watching. Stay tuned for next episode tomorrow for some more Professor Layton versus Phoenix Wright Ace Attorney. Goodbye.